Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene, sitting in for Jimmy. He's on tour in Hawaii right now. I'm here with Kurt Metzger. Say hello, Kurt. There he is.
Hello.
Looking good, Kurt. Love the pipe.
It is a very thoughtful piece to have.
What made you want to use this pipe? Do you have like
I stole it from Scott Horton.
Oh, okay. All right.
Scott Horton has a pipe, but he doesn't just talk with it and gesture with it.
Who is Scott Horton? Like I don't know who that is.
He's I think libertarian guy. I met him through my friend Aaron, the lobbyist down here. Then we went to go eat.
That's cool.
And he's buddies with Dave Smith.
Nice.
And he has a pipe, but he has weed in it.
Okay.
This is well, I'm like,
you got nothing.
The gravitas.
Okay. You just like the look.
Yeah, I just need something to do with my hands.
All right, cool. All right, we're going to get into this first story here. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show, everyone. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene, sitting in for Jimmy. He's on tour in Hawaii right now. Whitney Cummings went on Joe Rogan. This clip went viral on social media. She kind of got into...
What did she do now?
What'd she do now, Kurt? Well, she got into talking about how she used to be a liberal and always felt like she belonged in that community, and how that has sort of changed over the past few years. And for me, I've that same thing happened to me. I've been a liberal my whole life. I voted Democrat all my life, and over the past 5 to 10 years, I really don't know where I belong anymore, and I think that's happened to a lot of people. Let's hear what Whitney had to say.
But as someone who I feel like is similar to you, and then I'm like, I was as liberal. I had blue hair, you guys. Like
yeah, I remember when you had blue hair.
I rescued.
I also used to have blue hair. That is also something.
Did you have blue hair?
I did. Yes, and I weighed about 300 pounds.
What is wrong with
Kurt.
you that you would have done that with your hair? Like what?
Well, I was a big fat kid, and everyone made fun of me, so I thought, let's make it worse. Let's.
You thought you'd dye your way out of being fat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like some people do with tattoos.
That's a great dye your way out of being fat. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. All right.
Nipples. Like it doesn't get any more liberal than me. Like it doesn't get any more. But the whole idea with being liberal is like you had me at, we're not racist. Everyone's equal. But diversity. But then it turns into diversity.
Communism.
Diversity, but not diversity of thought.
Right.
Right. All the diversity in the world, but not diversity of thought. I lost every friend I had my whole life in 2020 because of things like this.
Well, if they told you it was cool to dye your hair blue, they weren't your friends. That's my position. Chris. I'd have been like, don't do that, dude. I'd tell you not to get a tattoo neither.
That they were cool with. It's just if you disagreed with anything they thought ever. That was the problem.
Where are you from again?
I'm from Boston.
Oh.
Which people
upstate, like New England. I mean,
people think of Boston as this like tough guy town, but it's very, very liberal, very woke.
I think they're talking about South Boston. They're not talking about
maybe
up by Harvard. You had Harvard kids? Did you go? How do you like them apples? And get back at them?
No, I just grew up in a normal suburb. I don't know, it's called Watertown. It's where they found the Boston Marathon bombers. If anyone's wondering. That was a fun time. But yeah, this same thing happened to me where, diversity is great, diversity of everything except for diversity of thought. Everything became about identity politics, which to me always felt racist and sexist in and of itself. And if you questioned anything, even a little bit.
Alive.
What'd you say, Kurt?
I was alive. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. If you question anything, even a little bit, you're out. They don't want anything to do with. They don't even want to be seen with you. Otherwise, your stink gets on them.
And now you're the woke right who's against Israel.
Well, yeah. Now we have the woke right. Exactly. Now we have this exact same thing on the right.
The worst thing I've ever heard. The woke right from James Lindsay that applies literally to Zionists and nobody else.
Right. Yes. And we're going to get into that in the next segment. But
what's controversial about this?
About which thing?
Anything that she said or you said.
Oh, I just wanted to get into it because I found it interesting. I related to it. It went viral. I thought it was interesting because I've dealt with this exact same thing. I mean, you couldn't even have a logical conversation, and you still can't really about a lot of these topics. I remember getting into I have never voted for Trump, never supported him, but I would say to my friends, when he said good people on both sides, there's whole missing context there. The media only reported half of what he said. And pointing that out, they acted like I was a Nazi or something like that. So I totally
They sound like they weren't your friends to me.
Well,
I mean,
apparently they weren't. These are people these are people I knew for like 25 years. Apparently.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you experience anything like this, Kurt? Or
my real friends were always my friends, and then when I had the whole media trying to ruin me, the only thing that surprised me is how cowardly comedians are about being out with like Hollywood stuff.
Yeah,
because really, what Whitney's saying, she had blue hair. That doesn't tell me any of her positions. I was just talking to her last night about it. Like that tells me she had blue hair. That's an aesthetic.
Yes.
So I have no idea what she thought. I think she was an actress and a comedian, and she just wanted to be that and didn't want to have to, like I'll go along with whatever the thing is, and then it gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
And then you're in like a cult where you're like, I got to be in showbiz.
That is what it's.
I think it has almost nothing to do with politics, because most of these people don't know anything about politics.
That is
most
true.
Most people don't know anything.
That is true. And it did become like a cult, and in a lot of ways it still is, where you can't question anything or else you're a heretic.
Your friends don't know shit is what they were telling me.
Let's keep watching.
The hypocrisy of it and I think that as comics, we're people who, I may not be an expert in politics, but I'm an expert on hypocrisy. When you grow up around alcoholics who say, I love you, and then their behaviors in Congress, you look for patterns of hypocrisy. That's just what we're wired to do. So it just started to just be like, hold on, we don't believe in gender, but we need a female president. You're like, huh? And then it's like,
I mean, that's a perfect example of like a totally logical critique you would make, but you would be ostracized just for saying that. How can we?
You're one of these just asking questions guys. Oh, look who's just asking questions.
Right. Yeah. Well, there you go.
What do you think you are, Socrates?
Right. Exactly. That's what you would get. Like, you can't even say, wait, how is gender over, but the future is female? How are we? Like, you couldn't even say, like, this doesn't make sense.
They had to walk that one way back, didn't they?
Yeah. Exactly. They had to walk it back. Right.
Feminism. Go fuck yourself, feminists.
Anyway, go ahead. We'll clip that. Kurt.
That's my favorite thing of the whole thing, was watching that moronic thing turn on itself. The future is female.
I mean,
I remember when I first heard that and said, what on earth does that mean?
I mean, it's just identity politics. Exactly. I mean, the future is female. I mean, so Candace Owens, is that who you're talking about?
You got to bring back witch burning. That's all I could say.
Bring back witch burning
again. And I want to wear a pilgrim hat, and I'll find them. Don't you worry.
I can see you doing that, Kurt. I can see you doing that.
If you got weird feet, that's how I know you're a witch.
Oh, Mike has some weird feet. Mike, do you want to show us your weird feet?
Oh, that's the mark of the witch.
I don't think he has them ready. Hold on.
No, it's not that. It's just I know that what's her name? Misha's always like
teasing
the audience with.
Well, I like Misha a lot, but if her feet aren't right or from the devil, then I'm sorry.
Mike has some better feet than Misha. Here he is. Can we get him on camera? Okay. I don't know if this is working.
Is this working? Does this read? Anyway, I gotta trim my nails a little, but you get the picture.
This is a very serious political news show, okay, guys? This is those are Mike's feet. All right, back to Whitney for a second here.
Body my choice, unless it's a baby that needs a vaccine for hepatitis B, which comes
right. So my body, my choice.
Good point, Whitney. Good point, Whitney.
Yes, my body, my choice, unless it's the vaccine. Exactly. Again,
hepatitis B, which no baby gets. They're just like, we're just going to put it in babies.
Right. Exactly. And these are things you can't question, or else again, you're out of the group.
Well, you can, but everybody should just be out of the group. Why is everybody a punk that can't be out of the group? I still don't understand this.
It's true. I mean, I think it's one of humans. There wasn't there a study that said it's one of humans' biggest fears is being ostracized from the group, and that's why
stupid. Here's my thing: if you're dumb and you think stupid things, do you think I go, oh, I must be the one who's wrong? I don't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I think that. Isn't that why public speaking is people's biggest fear, because they're scared of being ostracized?
Yeah, I'm used to crowds not being entertained for years. Yeah, I still do it.
Right. I mean, I never understood it, because I have friends that think all kinds of crazy things. It doesn't affect how I feel about them. Like, I love my friends, whether I agree with them politically or whatever. That's not who you are. Your political opinions are not who you are as a person. And I think that people have combined those things now, where it's like, oh, what what you think about politics or who you vote for, that tells me who you are as a person, which is crazy. That never.
No, your eyebrows tell me who you are as a person.
A dirty Armenian.
A real Luigi Mangione, potentially dangerous person.
All right, back to Whitney.
Like, what do you right?
And sharing needles.
And sharing needles, and then we believe in climate change and sea is rising, but we live on the coast. Like, would you buy a house on the beach if you truly believed that the seas?
Oh, good
we
point.
We believe
Whitney.
in recycling, but why can't?
Good point from Whitney.
It was a good one, yeah.
You give Andrew Yang another shot. Like, why won't you give? Where did Beto go? Remember Beto O'Rourke?
Okay.
but any more so than any?
Oh yeah, he's a mess.
How worse than?
No, I mean they're all a mess. Like when you have these blanket progressive ideas, you've attached yourself to an ideology, and that ideology you'll defend because it's your identity. It's you. It's who you are.
See, that's kind of what we were just talking about here, which is like your ideology should not be who you are as a person. These are beliefs. Beliefs should be malleable. You should be able to change what you think if you get new information. But if you're stuck in an ideological cult, you never change your mind. You never grow.
What's Beto's middle name? Male.
But didn't he at least seemed, I didn't know that much about what, from what I knew, he made a joke about his wife taking care of the kids, and the left was like, you're sexist and hate women. It was like this. But
and there you go. You make one joke and you're out. Yeah. I mean, I was making comedy videos at the time, and that's a big thing that lost me a lot of friends. Just making satirical videos was too much.
Saw with her with.
Sorry, what'd you say, Kurt?
Speaking of not taking care of the kids, didn't Erica Kirk's kids get taken by CPS?
Did that actually happen?
Yeah, the parents have been trying to get custody of kids the whole time.
Oh, wow.
She hasn't had custody of the kids the whole time. Just reminded me.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
They're weird, isn't it?
Damn, that's crazy.
It's this idea of I'm so moral that I don't even have to make a good argument.
And there's the other thing you'd hear all the time. That's the attitude. I'm so moral, I don't even have to have an argument.
That's my attitude.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're even disagreeing with me.
I mean, you question these things, and that's how people act a lot of the time. You can't. That's why you can't even have a logical conversation, or even to question it, really, because it's just assumed that you're moral, you're the good guy. So to even question it is bad. You're evil and bad.
Things are good because I do them.
Exactly. That's the attitude.
The left stopped making an argument or even outlining what they're just, no, I'm moral and I'm better than you and I don't have to even make an argument.
Right. Even having an argument is bad. That because you're automatically good if you think this.
Oh, now we got to hear her white tears. I remember everybody trying to drink each other's tears for a while. That was a big movement. I'm drinking this identity group's tears.
Oh,
it was
yes.
almost like a nice. I guess it's preparing us for poly market, really, at the end of the day.
What is poly market? I don't know.
That's where you bet on anything. It means you can rig anything. So you can cut a speech short 10 seconds to rig a poly market bet.
Oh, wow.
That's why you don't make a thing like that, because it's easy to corrupt.
Poly market does not sponsor this show. I just want to make that clear. Anyways, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I relate to that very much. I think people need to stop living in these ideological cults and start being nuanced in their thinking. The right is
a maverick.
The right are doing that. The right are doing that now too.
Be insane.
I mean, it would be nice.
Fruit Loops all the time.
You go online. That's not what you see, though. Maybe that's not a good judge.
Why are you online at all? I don't want you online anymore.
Okay, I'll get
off of there. That's not good for you. Crazy.
I don't know if you know this, Kurt, but this show airs online. I don't know if you.
You can stay up, but then it's straight to bed.
All right, we're gonna go to a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Now, how did you know not to get the vaccine? Oh, so you already had COVID, so you don't get a vaccine for a disease you already had. That nobody fucking does that shit. So you figured that out. Yeah, you got that natural immunity like a real right-winger. Everybody knows only right-wingers get natural immunity. Did you have a job at the time, Kim? Yes. Oh, you weren't sure? You had to think about it. Sounds like you got a little vaccine injury.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene. I'm here with Kurt Metzger. He has his pipe. He looks great.
Make a big deal about it. It's just how I live.
There he is, folks. Kurt Metzger. All right, we just got done talking about some woke left. Now we're going to get into some woke right, which is now a thing. After rallying against the woke left for 10 years, now the right does the exact same crap they were complaining about.
Well, in fairness, none of these things were a real thing ever, by the way. Like, woke was some word they stole off Black Twitter and made into a whole moronic thing. It was called social justice, which, by the way, time to abandon that phrase forever. I'm sorry, everyone. What the hell you think it means, it don't mean nothing good now.
Yeah, it does feel like words meant to divide us, and ideas meant to just divide us. So I get what
it's
you're saying.
Antisocial and also not justice of any kind.
Yes, absolutely. But now they do this on the right. They are a lot of people on the right very angry at Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson for even questioning at all the state of Israel and what that government does and whether we should be supporting them the way we do. And so Megyn Kelly talks about this here.
These same people have now turned on me, and some are calling me an anti-Semite. Why? What did I say? What did I do? Did I step on a rake and say something super anti-Semitic without realizing it? No, it's because I won't defriend you, and I won't condemn and say that Candace Owens is hateful. They want me really, really badly to condemn Candace Owens. And I'm sorry to break it to them, but I am responsible for what I say, not for what anybody else says. I am not Candace Owens's. And
that's really interesting to me because it's the same thing that the woke left would do.
That's interesting because that sounds like what the wokies would do is go, aren't you responsible for the person you know? And will you condemn? Will you? Colin Quinn's joke, like you're the Bishop of Canterbury. I condemn.
Exactly. It's the exact same behavior of if you associate with this person, you're bad. You should ostracize them, condemn them, or else you're bad. It's the same thing.
I've seen all this over and over again.
Yes.
Policemen. And by the way, they're kidding themselves that if just one more voice will say something nasty about Candace, she could finally be controlled. Like, how well has that worked so far? But again, the instinct is to stop her speech, stop it, make her stop it, make Tucker.
Right, that's the other thing both these sides love is shutting people up. If you disagree with me, shut up. I don't want to hear from you. And if you platform somebody, you're bad.
Well, there's not really two sides is what I'm getting from this, right? Like
That's
we
true.
can stop saying, let's all stop pretending there's a left and right or anything except the Zio. I mean, there's upstairs, downstairs. Let's put it that way.
Yes, totally.
Stop saying the things. Well, I have no desire to, and I have no power to. And for that, I was called a coward by Ben Shapiro at the Turning Point event, AmFest, in December, who, by the way, in my last exchange with him, literally said, our friendship, his and mine, is too important to both of us to make it depend on whom else we are friends with and aren't friends with. That is literally the last text I have from Ben Shapiro. The next thing I knew, he was standing on the stage at Turning Point calling me a coward for this very thing. So
isn't this exactly what Ben Shapiro was fighting against allegedly for years?
Well, he said facts don't care about your feelings unless your feelings are Zionist.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's
unless you're in Chabad.
It's the exact opposite. It's everything he was fighting against. This whole idea that you shouldn't talk to people that you disagree with.
Well, I feel like, I don't feel like I'm that smart, but it feels like I'm watching a slow kid class, watching these fucking people figure this out. Every time I watch them figure this out, hey, something funny's going on because they said I got to denounce someone. Oh, did you figure it out, honey? Well, welcome. Welcome to the thing.
Right.
How boring you are. How boring this is watching rich idiots slowly figure out the thing. Oh, my God, Megyn.
I am convinced now more than ever that there is a crew for whom everything revolves around Israel. That friendships don't matter. Love relationships don't potentially matter. The only thing that matters is whether you are standing up for Israel or not. And on top of that, you can even stand up for Israel as I have. You also must not just condemn, but defriend anyone who is raising questions about Israel, it's important that that other person be excised from polite society, be ostracized, that you join us.
This is exactly what happened to me with my friends just about woke left issues. This is woke right issues.
How recently? Because woke died on October 7th, number one.
Well, yeah, this was back in 2020. So yes, it was.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm sitting here watching these very privileged people slowly figure this stuff out. I'm happy for them, but you're slow.
In our messaging to tell the world that they're terrible, they're evil, they should be out of polite society.
It's not that good of a thing, huh?
And no, we're not calling for cancellation. No one's calling for cancellation or deplatforming. Just stop. That's not what we're doing. We just don't want them ever to appear at a Turning Point event again.
And that's the same thing as the left too, or what the woke left did too. Oh, you have freedom of speech, not freedom of consequences. Now you hear the same thing from these people.
That's my favorite. It doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
Yeah.
Implying that some blue hair is fit to give me consequences. Oh, I used to have a ball talking shit at people like that all the time. But then they would go after your employee or anywhere you work. They'd try to get into your shit. And every dumb fuck liberal, and this is going back quite some time ago, I knew Me Too was a pile of shit, which this sweetie pie right here was into, right? Roger Ailes was a blah, blah. But I think she's a lizard person. I don't think she was ever a good, innocent anything. And I'm like, I'm glad the lizard peoples are getting the info into their thick lizard skin. Good for them. But, I mean, really, I'm not impressed.
Kurt is not impressed. That is what I've learned here. I like that, Kurt. How do you tell if someone's a lizard person, Kurt? Too much
I'm
Ozempic.
Metaphorically saying it. I don't know that who's a lizard. I mean, let's face it. Lizards are generally maybe nicer than a lot of these people.
She's a pretty hot lizard person, I gotta say.
Go look at a picture of her from before, and you'll be like, "Is that even the same person?"
We just don't want them ever to be invited to CPAC. We just never want to see them at a White House event. We just never want ever to see them platformed on your show, which is independent in the digital lane. Absolutely not. So it's fine. They technically they can exist in the ether with a microphone. That's fine. We're not anti-free speech, but we just need to pressure and cancel everyone around them for continuing a relationship with them. And it's absolutely disgusting. I heard you say this not long ago, and I completely related. I'd rather die than do that. I'd rather die than do that. And now that they've made that the stakes of my so-called friendships with them, I really won't do it. Now, I don't care what anybody says. Like, I'll never do it now. Even if I had actual disagreements that I otherwise would raise, hell no, because I'm not raising the fist and saying BLM at the table, and I'm not bending the knee to these bullies who think they can control me.
You know, I saw her make that analogy with the raising the fist at the table for BLM, and people were like confused, like, why is she bringing up BLM? What does that have to do with this? It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Right.
You're trying to.
And she's not going to put together that Wall Street pushed all those things. They're all not going to put together at the end of the day that if communism wasn't real, capitalism would have to invent it. They're never going to put it together, right? They're going to sell you on some Vatican bullshit, these two. That's where they're going to be coming from. It's going to be some Roman Catholic nonsense. And there's your two sides, but you always only get two sides. Don't ever forget that. You never get any other way but two sides. And your thought leaders here will corral you into where you're supposed to go. And then you can delight in watching them slowly put together the problem.
And the two sides are very much the same, too, even as they're doing it. So
I always think to myself, I don't think I've ever said an anti-Semitic thing in my life. I'm positive you haven't. They never point to anything that's anti-Semitic.
No.
But what's interesting is while the rest of us are having these debates, a bunch of different states, including the state of Florida, the most important state in a lot of ways, has codified anti-Semitism as a crime, and they've defined not anti-anything, just anti-Semitism, and they've defined it in a way that is so expansive that criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic. The claim that someone is Israel first is a crime in the state of Florida. DeSantis signed this. And I'm just like, well, wait a second. I mean, I don't think most people even know that happened, and plenty of states have done that. And so I think we're going to wake up one morning with European hate crimes laws written in a way that is not fair at all, that doesn't affect justice, and is basically just another form of identity politics at the point of a gun. I think this is going to happen.
It is identity politics. It really is. And I'll tell you the number one reason, apart from the free speech principles, I guess the number two reason we shouldn't be doing that, it will cause anti-Semitism.
Well, exactly.
It absolutely will cause
So what would DeSantis say if someone wanted to make hate speech laws against like trans people, for instance? If someone wanted to make a law that you can't.
Is that who funds a campaign? A bunch of trans people? Listen.
No. I mean,
I'm
like
a criminal now because I bombed so bad in Boca Raton that time. Now I'm considered an ISIS. So I have real problems.
Well, all I mean is that DeSantis passed these anti-Semitism laws where you can't criticize Israel. What would he say? Hold up? I mean, if someone passed a law where you can't make a trans joke or something like that, I assume DeSantis would be horrified by that. So why is he doing? It's the same principle.
Because there's one special thing that controls your country. It's called Israel, and it's it's basically a cutout of Britain's soft power at the end of the day. But that's who runs shit. Well, and he used to work at Guantanamo. He was a JAG officer that learned how to torture the prisoners better. He would pretend to be representing them. This is according to all the prisoners that they finally had to free.
Yeah.
But still, people are still in there. So do you understand? All the people are operatives. The whole thing's a goddamn play. None of it's real. They're all scumbags wheedling around for their position in the thing. And the reason he wouldn't do that is because he doesn't care about anything but whoever's funded, just like all of them.
Right. And this continues here.
People don't understand. Nick Fuentes, you may be familiar with him. They don't understand him, right? Like, why? Why are people flocking to Nick Fuentes? You know what? It's because a lot of young white men in particular have been told for years now that identity is everything. It's everything. It does matter. What is your in-group? And those are your compadres. And you better get, some alignment there. Because
and this was my whole criticism with the woke left for so long is if you do this identity politics thing, you think of people by their immutable characteristics.
No shit.
It's racist thinking. You're going to end up, of course you're going to end up with a Nick Fuentes type who then does it from the other side.
Well, you need to educate yourself because racism is privilege plus power. And that, whatever, I just made up a new definition of it. And you may have, I'm educated. But all that stuff's gone now. For them to be this unconnected to what the deal is with Fuentes is highly suspicious. Okay, I'm getting sick of hearing, because he really says. I've never been impressed with a single thing that idiot has said. He's clearly, couldn't more clearly be a gay test tube baby who's pushing trad shit and then says he loves Stalin. Right. Does this bitch know that he said he loves Stalin? No, she doesn't, because she hasn't really looked into it. The reason they're going into Nick Fuentes is because it's in Zbigniew Brzezinski's stupid book. Morning Micah's dad from Morning Joe? Her dad wrote a book about what they were going to do, and here we are. Magnetic personalities, people are going to push their thoughts and emotions. That's the influencer culture. That's what these two are. That's where we're at now. And she's going to sit here and pretend like she's just realizing there's a problem. But she's been in on it the entire time. Don't ever kid yourself. She knew the whole time what she was in on. So this is like Cenk Uygur pretending he's populist.
Well, Kurt, why do you think? I think a lot of the woke left narrative pushed people away from the left, pushed people away from those things. And then of course you're going to have a counter to that, almost the exact opposite with someone like Fuentes
he is controlled by somebody opposite. He's a containment system.
Why do you think people listen?
And PDF file freaks. He's actually a containment system for them, and he's a bioweapon to stand next to people and ruin their chances of being elected to things. That's the point. So no, there's nothing organic about it.
Oh, I just mean why people listen to it and why people appreciate it.
I don't think that many people do listen to it.
Okay.
Because I actually know the details of it, and most people don't.
Okay.
I don't think they do. A lot of this stuff is hype and nonsense and crypto bubble shit. A lot of it. Most of it, in fact.
Factioning now into groups. And you better figure out which one is yours. And so there are a lot of young white men who have accepted the messaging of the BLMers and the wokesters on the left and have understood now, like, you know what? I don't want to follow what Tucker Carlson is saying, that we don't judge people like that, even though we're on the right. That I'm accepting the messaging that's been taught to me by my teachers, K through 12, by my university professors for 4 years, by my grad school professors, by the media, by corporate America, all of them, which is identity does matter.
Right. So we've been telling people for a decade now that your identity, your immutable characteristics is the most important thing about you. It defines who you are. And then people are shocked when someone like Fuentes comes around and gets popular. Well, that's the narrative you've been telling people for a decade now, that we're all defined by our race and our gender.
Shocked when a Fed op happens? Again, these are not natural things. These are ops. The way she's describing it is very stupid. You worked for Roger Ailes, sweetie. They made a movie about what a piece of shit he was to you, in fact. And you're still acting like this is all organic movements springing up like a Tea Party-esque. No, it ain't. And the Tea Party wasn't, as you recall. It's all she is pushing the AstroTurf narrative about the AstroTurf thing. She knows better. This is remedial nonsense from someone who knows a lot better. You should be highly suspicious of it.
So you think this was orchestrated is what you're saying, Kurt?
I'm saying there's no way you're in this business that long and you pretend like you had no idea how shit worked until just now when they said, don't be friends with Tucker. No, there ain't no way that's a possibility at all. No, there's not.
Your very
watched her
goodness
recordings. Yo, to Alex Jones, this conniving fucking shrew. I watch her messages to Alex Jones. You ever see that? Whose documentary is it? Is it Cernovich's? Somebody had a great thing where Alex Jones plays these messages of this psychopath trying to entrap him into doing, and she's calling him sexy and shit on the messages. Yeah, she's a manipulator. She's been around for quite some time, and she might look pretty and Ozempic-y, buddy, but yo, she's old. She knows better, and she's older than me, by the way. So if I know this stuff, there ain't no way an insider doesn't know this stuff at that age. There's just not a chance. And now we're all going to learn that it was identity politics was bad? Yay! Thanks, Megyn. You still supported the Iraq war, right, Megyn? You're going to support the Venezuela kidnapping, right? You're going to push Sean Ryan, the guy who told you he ran a drug network in Colombia for the CIA, but then he saw the Virgin Mary and quit.
All right,
this is all bullshit.
I got Kurt all riled up. Holy hell!
It's just like I'm watching this remedial nonsense, and it's all to divert your energy from noticing into more nonsense. It's all to divert your energy.
I do agree that these conversations about this crap like identity politics is a distraction for the larger things. I agree with you there.
Let's get to naming the billionaires who she knows personally.
Yeah,
she knows. Let's get to naming them people you think might be on the Epstein list, sweetie.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that?
Well,
why don't you start spilling and snitching your guts out on your betters in society instead of talking about this stupid thing we're all past? We've been past it for 12 years, Megyn.
All right, let's finish the clip here.
Rated on whether you accept this premise. And they've accepted it, and now they're leaning into white identity politics and then being shamed because the leader of those happens to be Nick Fuentes. First of all, I had no problem with the fact that you interviewed Nick Fuentes and you did it your way. And I happen to know, because I know you, and I know some other things about that interview, that you did it with a pure heart. It wasn't because you were in love with all of Nick Fuentes' messages at all. But I know you, and I understood, you don't have to confirm or deny, but I thought you were very much trying to reach him with your main message that you say all the time, which is in the conservative sphere, on the right, we don't judge people by identity. You didn't say it this way, but we're not big on the N word and the other words that he's been calling people like Usha Vance, or even thinking about people that way, because that's what crazy leftists do with identity.
Exactly. You know what? I think Nick Fuentes is woke. I know that's ridiculous to say, maybe, but
no, you're not wrong. There's something wrong with him.
The way he thinks is the way woke people think. It's by identity. It's by your race and your gender. That defines who you are. It's the same ideology.
Okay, but he admits that Israel couldn't have had anything to do with Charlie Kirk, so he's not suspicious.
Look
at these two idiots gibbering about it. By the way, all three of them are Catholics. All three of them are Mary worshiping Roman popery motherfuckers. What are you trying to reach him? He's a test tube baby Catholic, Nick Fuentes, who loves Stalin. Oh, and Mustache Man. Oh, and is clearly gay yet trad and only wants underage women.
Well,
which I guess because he's gay, he's saying that. It makes no sense. Why are they validating him? Why are people validating him?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
There's a lot of reasons.
I'm so glad Jimmy didn't have him on. I'm so glad Jimmy didn't do it.
I think there's a lot of reasons people validate him and have him on, but overall, I think it's just interesting to me. We covered the woke left in the last segment, covered the woke right in this one. Then there's multiple factions of woke right. There's the Ben Shapiros who want to shut people up who they disagree with. And then there's Nick Fuentes who wants to think of everybody in terms of identity and immutable characteristics, which is everything that the woke left crazy people do.
He wants a nice cat boy. He wants to be a nice cat boy, convert him to Catholicism, and then...
well, there you go. Maybe you can be the boy, Kurt. You should convert. You should convert.
I was going to dress up like a cat man if he had been on Jimmy. I got cat ears, and I was going to have a wife beater. And I was going to be like Mae West to him. You know, he likes a nice cat boy. Like, hey, why don't you come over?
The new Hollywood it couple is going to be Kurt Metzger and Nick Fuentes. I can't wait to see that.
I don't think he's into DILF. He likes a skinny fashy boy. Anyway, this is all a pageant, and I'm losing my trust with all of them. Her, I never trusted. Tucker, I like, but I don't get how Tucker said he was attacked by demons in his Evil Dead cabin one autumn. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. So he knows something about UFOs that he's not going to talk about. Those are two things about Tucker. Well, now I would love to ask him about those things because I have a big suspicion that we're getting dog walked into these like real dumb sheep pens again. And they're gonna, and the very idea that they're gonna validate Nick Fuentes now, something's off about that, dude. It's way off.
All right, well, that's the woke right for you guys, and we're gonna take a break now, and we'll be right back.
Folks, I want to take a moment to talk to you about a company I trust, Monetary Gold. With everything happening in the economy, a lot of people are looking for ways to protect what they've worked so hard to build. And when it comes to a physical gold and silver, choosing the right company matters just as much as the metals themselves. Monetary Gold has been doing this for 26 years. They've survived multiple market crashes, earned an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and built a reputation for doing things the right way, with clarity, honesty, and respect for their customers. They don't push gimmicks or overpriced special edition coins. They focus on real bullion tied to real market value, and they take the time to explain your options clearly, without pressure or confusion. If you're thinking about physical gold or silver, especially through a precious metals IRA, this is the kind of company you want to talk to. Call Monetary Gold today at 800-476-7790. That's 800-476-7790. Or if you don't have time to visit, go to JimmyLovesGold.com and they'll get back to you. Ask your questions, get real answers. You'll hear the difference immediately.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene. I'm sitting here with the hilarious Kurt Metzger.
Please don't say I'm hilarious.
I was
because I might not be hilarious. I probably won't be.
Sitting here with the very unfunny Kurt Metzger.
You just say Kurt Metzger.
No, he's not funny. He's ugly. He's fat. He's
well. You don't have to lower the bar all the way.
All right, now time for the feel-good segments, everybody. All right, there was an ICE shooting in Minnesota. People were losing their minds about that. It's everywhere. It's a very divisive issue. Here we have a retired ICE agent reviews the shooting frame by frame and questions the tactics used. Let's listen to him.
Responsible for every single round that leaves our weapon.
Eric Ballier is a 25-year career federal agent who most recently oversaw use of force investigations for Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI. We asked him what to make of the tactics used by federal agents in the fatal Minnesota shooting.
In my 25 years, I've done hundreds of vehicle stops. If someone is fleeing, that is not a justification for the use of deadly force.
In this moment, the officer crosses in front of the vehicle. He opens fire on the driver, 37-year-old Renee Good. The government says the officer shot the driver in self-defense.
She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over.
But the footage tells a different story. In this clip, we see Good waving cars by, and one car drives past her stopped vehicle.
Like they're somewhat impeding the ICE guys, although you did see the SUV drive around them.
Next, officers exit the car and approach Good's vehicle.
Right out of the gate, it's escalatory in nature. And then the agent with the black mask reaches for the driver's side door handle to try to open it. From the video, like the reverse lights are on.
From this other video angle, we can see that the officer has already crossed in front of the car. He's holding a cell phone.
They are trying to essentially take some sort of recording or photograph of the driver to show or identify her as a antagonist to their enforcement operations. What he does is cross in front of and stay in front of a occupied running vehicle. You should not be intentionally putting yourself in front of a vehicle unless absolutely necessary. And with a cell phone in his left hand, he draws his pistol with his right hand, and in very quick succession, rattles off 3 rounds.
Under the Department of Homeland Security's use of force policy, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable a moving vehicle, and shooting at a moving vehicle is tightly restricted.
So my training was that
there's so many things that don't make sense to me about this. Number one, he said.
It's all nonsense, the whole thing. If he felt like she was trying to hit him, he stood in front of the car. Probably, I bet you, to hopefully she would accelerate so he could plug her one. I'll bet he did that.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
It seemed like he wanted to. He's filming. Why are you filming? Why are you like? Why
are they filming? Why
like
would they make those ICE commercials?
Is this like
that are so insane?
We have like ICE influencers now. What is with the cell phone?
That's
in
Kristi
the hand?
Noem. Wait, you saw when she first started sending people to the wrong country, right?
No,
you saw the overproduction.
Oh yes. Oh, I know what you're saying. Okay, sorry, I was confused.
So
yeah,
that's Kristi the Lizard Noem.
Yeah,
okay, with her weird, unnatural looking face.
Yeah,
and it's clearly like WWE bullshit. The whole thing, except people are going to die. Of course.
they make like Michael Bay movies about this stuff.
So this guy who's talking about his training, they probably are trained for that, but these guys were trained only 47 days.
Right, they're not trained. Yeah, why is he in front of the car?
So this whole clip from CBS is like a farce. Why this guy that's worked there that long? He goes, yeah, that's not what this. I mean, he might have said all this stuff and they just clipped it to not show it. But why in the hell do you have untrained people who wear masks? None of them are talking about how crazy it is that cops would have masks.
Yeah,
okay?
it's
now,
nuts.
Do you know what street they were on when that happened? I just want to point this out.
No.
33rd Street. That's real. That's real.
Well,
these things are caused on purpose by the authorities, okay? And I'm not saying that those are crisis actors.
Mm-hmm.
No, that woman died for real. They have programmed people, just like when they corralled Kyle Rittenhouse in with the other people on purpose, the cops did in Kenosha. They knew there were people with guns, and they knew there were angry that also had guns, and they purposely pushed them towards each other. This was put out there on purpose.
It certainly seems like the authorities want things like this to happen. Why else
it's
would
clear
you
they
have...
do, because they're going to make hay out of it.
Right.
But it's not going to reach BLM proportions, everyone. Sorry. Here's why. one, everybody hates liberals now and their causes. Everybody hates them. We just did the story of Megyn Kelly talking about it.
Yeah.
All that needs to happen now is the CIA and Mossad and Five Eyes need to divert your anger back into left versus right, and that's what this does.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
you
what
pick a side who you ideologically agree with,
right,
and then you just go with them, and you don't think about what laws say. But I'm telling you, that guy's not going to have any charges.
No,
you can't accelerate. If a guy's in front of you, you can't accelerate. Stupid, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. They will kill you. I know that. How does she not know that?
But that's the whole, what you just said about making it about left versus right. That's the entire narrative on Twitter, on social
human sacrifices.
Yeah, they're
on
just,
purpose.
they're not talking about how our government just executed somebody, essentially. They're making it, you read the comments and it's people just screaming about left versus right. The same people that were mad that people were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk are now mad that, are now celebrating the death of this woman.
That's a great point.
It's just this left versus right thing, and we can't talk about we should be looking at the people in power. We shouldn't be criticizing each other.
It's fake. It's this guy. This whole clip that's set up by CBS is meant to keep you on that track of whoa, the left and the right, and that guy wasn't fair. Blah blah blah.
Yes.
And your only enemy is the person that tries to push you into left versus right bullshit. That's your enemy. That's how you can spot them when they try to get you back in your pen.
That's true.
You cannot use deadly or lethal force solely to stop a fleeing vehicle.
But if you think they're killing you, you can. See, this is what is dishonest about this. The defense is, I'm in front of the car and she accelerated. She was trying to run me over. Mm-hmm. So of course you can't stop a vehicle. Of course you can't. Well, what useless information?
Well, number one, how is shooting the driver going to stop the vehicle? So I don't even see how that's a good use of force. And number two, the guy also shoots twice through the side window after she's already nowhere near him. So
I'll bet you he was thinking, hit your gas, stupid, so I could execute you right now. I'll bet you he was thinking that.
It's
this annoying liberal.
Well,
and guess what she did? She did exactly what legally. That guy will. I promise you, he's not going to go to jail unless there's
no.
And by the way, I'm sorry, everybody. George Floyd OD'd. That's a fact. That guy didn't kill him. The cop's in jail. Sorry, it doesn't fit the narrative everybody wants. Mm-hmm. You should worry about the society that made everything like that. But that cop shouldn't have went to jail for that. George Floyd didn't die from that. So these things have been set up. This is yet another setup with real people being killed, because you need that to seal the psychological ritual we have to go through for some reason every other week.
You're right about that. That like, why else are we sending thousands of ICE troops into the streets unless you want things like this to happen? This is inevitably going to happen when you have this.
It's good for everyone. It's good for business.
For the people in power,
people killed.
Yeah.
People killed, no. But why would there even be a clash like this? Okay, why isn't Tim Walz already in jail if what he did so bad? Why is there not cooperation between the state and the feds to get people here illegally out? Why would this even happen?
Yeah,
because they want it to happen.
Is shooting a lesbian in Minnesota helping our immigration problem? I don't think that's
I don't know.
Anything.
Butterfly effect, maybe it does. I don't know. Okay. But I'm not for it. But
another option.
Shooting that one guy caused World War I. So
and pulling the trigger.
The Trump administration maintains the agent opened fire to avoid being run over, but the direction of the tires appears to be facing away from the officer to the right. There's still a dispute as to whether the officer was grazed.
Now, these people's job is supposed to be to protect us.
Shot. Look at the guy in front. Yeah. That's who shot, right? Not the guy on the right.
Right.
The guy right behind him, you can see right there, is who shot, because he thought she was trying to run him over. He's going to say that, and it's going to hold up.
Yeah, he'll say that. But except he shoots twice after she's already turned away, and like they just said, the wheel is pointed this way.
In a split second, how is trying to run you over? You're going to go pop, 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 pop. Have you ever shot a gun? Do you know how guns work?
I have.
You're going to put the amount of time there. The bottom line is a smart move. Okay, would be
smart move.
Because
don't stand in front of the car.
Yo, we don't have habeas corpus here. Okay, so you live in a fascist country. Someone should tell this lesbian that Obama made habeas corpus go away. So you don't hit your gas like a fucking imbecile.
I agree. It was a dumb move.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, the very idea that you think you don't have to fucking obey laws because you're mad. Go to jail. Yo, Martin Luther King went to jail for what he believed in.
That's right.
Mandela went to jail.
Yes.
What is this where I don't have to get That's not how you protest effectively. It's how you create incidents that cause more division. That's a good way to do that.
That's true, and it was a dumb move. But at the same time, these officers' job is supposed to be to protect us. They're
from lesbians.
They're
no, I'm joking.
They act like They act like the opposite.
Those guys are there
true.
to get illegals. Their job is to grab illegals and take them away. So no, their job is just that.
But they should be looking out for our safety. Even if someone is screaming at them, they should still be. That's your job. That's what you should be trained for. You shouldn't be stepping in front of a moving vehicle.
Hey, there shouldn't be a law in Florida about anti-Semitism, an opinion. There's all kinds of things they're stepping on. Why wouldn't they step on this?
Yeah.
What are you going to vote your way out of it?
Yeah, we'll look at this here. The official DOJ policy, as outlined in the Justice Manual, states that firearms may not be discharged at a moving vehicle unless a person in the vehicle is threatening the officer or another person with deadly force by means other than the vehicle, or the vehicle is operated in a manner that threatens to cause death or physical injury to the officer. Now, that is obviously what is up for debate here, I would think. And maybe it depends on the lens with which you see this through. If you
know how it works, you know that hitting the gas is going to get you killed.
Yes, it's a dumb move.
By the way, you would think a liberal that knows how much cops kill black unarmed men. Well, I'm sure that chick is blather that stat to you. You don't know not to hit the gas.
It's a dumb move, but why is this officer standing in front of the car? Why is he still shooting after she turns? It's not in his job is supposed to be to protect this woman. This woman that hates him, his job is to protect her. Despite that,
she hits the gas. Look, if you hit the gas, they can say, and I'll bet you he wanted her to do it so he could cap her. I'll bet that is.
Well, he called her he called her a fucking bitch afterwards. So
I mean, it was bitchy to do that. But look,
it was. But
I'm sure he wanted it to happen so he'd have an excuse to be able to do it. But the fact of the matter is, he has that excuse. He's going to legally. You've seen cops and shootings. You know how it works. Yeah. So that's not a qualified protester in any way who doesn't understand that. That's real. To me, that's a setup of we wanted some mentally unstable people to clash on camera again and hopefully get a riot or something going.
Totally.
That's what that looked like.
Yeah, I can see that. And here, continuing with the DOJ policy, this policy emphasizes that deadly force is only justified when necessary, and it prohibits using firearms solely to disable a moving vehicle.
Yeah,
so
he thought she was running him over. Look, I'm going to be.
But you're not supposed to use your gun, even in that.
No,
scenario.
Not to just simply stop a vehicle, but if you think the vehicle is running you over, you absolutely can. If you remember a guy got shot with a sandwich in New York, he was reaching his pocket.
Yeah.
You think the cops went to jail for that? They didn't.
Right.
Okay, so everybody, right after 9/11, you all agreed to have no rights and be spied on all day. You didn't. I mean, not the viewers of this show, but
right.
You understand? So why is stupid Minnesota liberals can't believe it? And why are you out for illegals anyway? Of all the problems we have, you're not worried about the Gaza genocide that just happened, and you're talking about Nazi stuff?
Yeah, no,
this is all set up. It's all bullshit.
All those arguments make sense. But here we have, Kurt. It says, in practice, this means officers are expected to avoid positioning themselves in the path of a moving vehicle.
Yeah.
As stepping aside is considered a reasonable alternative to using deadly force. I guess you can argue that he couldn't step aside or that he thought he couldn't.
And he will argue that, and it will work because it always works. If they feel afraid for their life, the cops, now you could argue, as Jimmy has, well, they're supposed to be worried about your life.
Yeah.
You could say, okay, that's fair enough. That's not how it's set up now. Oh, no. Do you know what it reminds me of? Very Israeli, isn't it? Isn't it very Israeli? And you're going to notice we get more Israeli here as time goes on.
So here we have Title I, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable moving vehicles. Also, placing oneself in the path of a moving vehicle constitutes officer-created jeopardy and undermines any claim that deadly force was necessary.
Well, that's in writing. I don't know. Maybe that applies. I never heard that there.
Yeah.
Where's this?
This is the DOJ policy on use of force.
That written down. I've never seen that. That's a thing that would be because I'm surprised that guy was in front of the car in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I would think but as we know, they were only trained 47 days because Trump is the 47th president.
Yeah.
Which, does anybody think that's insane?
It's totally insane. All right.
That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life.
Here we have the article. Renee Good was in her SUV when federal immigration officers surrounded it Wednesday morning, at one point attempting to open her door. She was fatally shot when she tried to drive forward. Bystander videos have gone viral on social media in the wake of the shooting. When incidents such as this happen, law enforcement officers often say these are split-second decisions. The latest policy for ICE and DHS agents, which was last updated in 2023, gives only 2 acceptable reasons for an officer to fire a weapon into a moving vehicle: when the driver or someone inside the vehicle has a deadly weapon, or when the vehicle itself is a threat and no other reasonable defense option exists, including moving out of the way. Homeland Security.
Oh, that's different than what I thought. I thought it was something different. That says right there that you have to get out of the way first before you shoot.
Yeah. Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, said on Wednesday the officers involved acted in self-defense and that Good had weaponized her vehicle. Ballet acknowledged that agents regularly encounter demonstrators, which can heighten tensions, but he added that it's law enforcement's job to de-escalate the situation. That's what I don't get. They're supposed to be de-escalating. Every video I see is them escalating. They're running after people. They're spraying them. I hate
They're
to
like
say,
those Iranian besieging militia that we always hear about how bad Iran is.
Right.
In fact, they're talking about how bad Iran is right now, aren't they?
Yes.
And we have our own.
Yes.
Which is called $50,000 signing bonuses to untrained imbeciles, half of which I'll bet you are here illegally as well.
Yep.
Okay. And the other half are morons that want a chance to shoot a lesbian fleeing in a van.
This guy's attitude did seem that way as he was doing it. Okay, the article says, I hate to say it.
Maybe he's screwed if that's what's written. The law is officially right.
I don't.
But Kristi Noem, I bet, will bend the rules for him.
Oh, I knowing how these things go, I'll be very surprised if this guy gets penalized for this. I hate to say it, but you have to tune out the noise. You have to focus on your objective, says Ballet. In November, Ballet reviewed videos of previous ICE encounters and told CBS News that some of those clips showing use of force and clashes with anti-ICE protests isn't policing and law enforcement as I practiced it for 25 years. Noem said Wednesday that the ICE officer who shot the woman in Minneapolis was involved in an incident with an anti-ICE rioter in June. She said that the officer, who has yet to be identified, was taken to the hospital after Wednesday's shooting and has since been released. Federal officials have called the influx of 2,000 federal law enforcement members the largest deployment of agents on a single location in ICE history. Here we have a tweet. Breaking. Was just sent a video showing the moments before the shooting. In it, you can clearly see Renee Good's vehicle blocking ICE agents for over 3 minutes as she's dancing to her own car horn. Kind of ruins some narratives, doesn't it? So this person is claiming that she's blocking cars and dancing in her car. We have the video here.
Remember Charlottesville, dude?
Turn it down a little bit. So that's her car there. I guess this is her dancing. She's honking her horn. Later on.
What's happening?
So here she is. She's pulled over. She's waving cars around. So this narrative that she's blocking cars, I don't really see that. And then I think this is the altercation here. Anyways, I don't see anything in that clip that says she's blocking much of anything. Yeah, I don't. Regardless of that, none of that is justification for someone to be executed, in my opinion. And apparently this is a video that's supposed to show that she's impeding the officers in some way. She's in the street honking her horn when cars want to get around. She lets them get around. I don't see how this is justification for shooting somebody. And again, I don't know why the officer's in front of her car. I don't know why he keeps shooting. The whole thing makes no sense. But apparently this video was supposed to be evidence that she's being disruptive. Here's some responses to it. If someone sits in a car blocking you for a few minutes, you should shoot them in the head and call them a bitch? That's what we should do? Okay. Blocking traffic is not a capital offense, you broken soul. Except cars are driving around her with no problem. What are you saying? What you are saying is that civil disobedience is now punishable by death. And here's another thing I forgot to mention earlier, which is that, you know, plenty of right-wing people were very upset when Ashley Babbitt was killed on January 6th, which I totally understand. So why are you upset about that, but you're not about this? Are we not allowed to protest? Are we not allowed to do civil disobedience anymore? We should be killed for that? Because people seem to agree with it if you agree with the politics of the person and disagree with it if you don't. It's this sick left versus right thing that Kurt was talking about earlier. How when other cars drove past her? But yeah, for that she deserved to be shot in the face. You guys are evil. Justify it any way you want. It's still murder. You still think it's okay to shoot someone in the face? ? So this is the thing.
Well, what if it's Charlie Kirk and I don't like him?
Exactly. And Kurt was away, but I was just saying, Kurt, that you know, a lot of these people were very upset when Ashley Babbitt was killed.
Who was Ashley? I'm forgetting.
It's the girl that was killed on January 6th by the cops.
Oh, well, you're just supposed to delight in the death of the other.
Right.
You know, like if you're ever an Eagles fan in Philly and you watch somebody throw someone with the wrong jersey over the partition onto the. Yeah. Like that kind of stupidity.
Yes.
You got to be a brain dead football fan for human life.
That's what it's become. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is that. I don't see the justification for this shooting. I think it's pretty crazy, and I agree with Kurt that I don't see this guy really facing any consequences.
Keaton texted me, dude. These guys, these border guys, have a thing where they try to get in front of cars because they're hoping they could have an excuse to shoot you.
I can see
that's been a thing for a while.
That's how they're behaving. That's what the behavior looks like.
That's why anybody who knows anything about protesting effectively and not just catharsis or whatever the hell this was supposed to be,
right,
will tell you go to jail.
Yeah.
You go have a sit-in and then they put you in jail. That's what happens.
Yes.
Okay? So you got to be prepared to do that. If you do any kind of remote violence, they're going to get away with killing you.
Yes.
And that was back when we had habeas corpus, which we do not have now.
Yep. All right, we're going to go to a quick break and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene. I am here with Kurt Metzger, and we're talking about ICE. Minneapolis schools shut down for 2 days in wake of ICE clashes, fatal shooting. After a 37-year-old woman was shot dead, armed Border Patrol agents swarmed a high school, reportedly cuffing and tear gassing students. That's great. That's lovely. that's definitely helping our country. And
why there's so many ice clashes in Minnesota?
I don't know. This is all on the same day. All right. An official from Roosevelt High School in Minneapolis told NPR News that armed U.S. Border Patrol goons came onto school property during dismissal Wednesday and began tackling people. They handcuffed 2 staff members and released chemical weapons on bystanders. Now, I had some teachers in high school that I wish someone released chemical weapons on. I'll be honest with you. But other than that, this is not good. Here's a video.
Oh!
These are high school kids. Is this de-escalation?
These bitch ass niggas, bro.
That was a grenade. That was a tear gas grenade. Damn. I need a bear tackle down in football, bitch.
Guys, don't antagonize them. They literally just killed someone.
Where kill you?
Fuck you. Guys, let's
fuck you. You guys are fucking murderers.
You guys gotta go.
I can't imagine trying to go to school and dealing with this. I mean, I there was stuff that happened when I was in high school. Columbine happened when I was in high school, things like that.
Oh. But I don't understand why is it here at this school?
Apparently they get into that in the next video actually, but apparently they tracked someone down or something and they were at this school and then they started fighting with teachers and students were screaming and then they're tear gassing kids, which this whole thing is insanity. Here's another video from the New York Times.
Is this like that principal that they were trying to protect that was like illegal and had a gun and all? Is this another one of those kind of stories?
I don't know. But here's another video.
Just hours after a federal agent fatally shot a woman in her vehicle, we captured these.
Why's that guy punching someone who's down on the ground, like kicking him and punching him in the face? Like it looks like the Rodney King beating, for God's sake. Like what is that?
This whole thing, by the way, obviously is kicked off to distract from, well, as Dan Bongino would say, a certain Middle Eastern country. Okay, that's obvious what it is because. And this will not get to the BLM thing. By the way, BLM destroyed any chance of this being a civil war, I think, because you already said white lives don't matter. Remember, people wanted to have their own little every color's life matters, and they said, shut up. So guess what? Everyone hates wokies. Everyone hates them, except, I guess, in Minneapolis. And especially white women have encouraged so much wrath upon them. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that was one of my.
It's actually in style to hate a white woman. Just hate her.
No, I mean that was one of my biggest criticisms of the whole woke left thing is that I thought it did more harm than good. It hurts your movement.
Okay, I don't understand what's up with Minneapolis. Okay, and I don't understand why that Nick Shirley kid, the Mormon boy on his first Virgin story, cracks the daycare scandal. That's some Israel bullshit. There's all distraction, and they're really hoping to pull people in. But guess what? That BLM thing ruined that. Nobody's going to care about a white chick getting shot. Nobody's going to care.
Well, people are worked up about it, but I hear what you're saying.
You ain't going to do nothing.
I hear what you're saying.
Scenes at Roosevelt High School, a few miles away.
The first thing I see is 6 or 7 or 8 SUVs parked in the street, people in, military fatigues, essentially, in mass. There were lots of yelling, whistling. It was really chaotic.
It was around 3:30.
What are they pushing? I just don't get that. Pushing people to the ground, kicking them in the face. And I get what you're saying, Kurt, earlier, what you just said, like that a lot of that woke left stuff really turned people off.
I want to see wokies get their heads kicked in. I want to see that now because it's 12 years where they fucked up Marvel movies.
Exactly.
Their heads kicked
exactly.
in.
When you act like that, when you ostracize people, when you push people away, when you condemn them, when you shame them for a decade, then people get mad. They go listen to Nick Fuentes. I
support trans because it hurts feminism. I support it because it hurts feminism, and I love that. Do you get it? So that's where this is at. It's what it's here for. It's why you're going to keep seeing these ritualized, somebody shot somebody. It's like a human sacrifice, and the media's in on it because they're all owned by the same oligarchs, and they're going to whip up a situation every time they need to.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. This stuff I do think is orchestrated to divide people.
PM. Classes had been dismissed, and students were trickling out of school.
We were in a staff meeting talking about the shooting that happened earlier in the day. Another staff member came in and informed us within about 5 or 10 minutes of that meeting starting that the agents were outside.
Teacher Nick Wilson ran out and started filming on his phone. One student said she fled the scene after seeing agents emerging from their cars.
We see them tackle teachers on the floor, and that's when I was like, oh my God. I ran because I was scared for my life.
In a statement to the New York Times, the Department of Homeland Security said agents were chasing a U.S. citizen who they said had rammed his vehicle into a government vehicle before driving and stopping in a school zone.
Well, that's why
DHS said that it was not targeting the school, its students, or its staff.
It wasn't targeting the school. It was just pushing people and tackling them and kneeing them in the face and spraying crap in
Get the
their
hell out of
face.
my way while I get this illegal. Why are they in the way?
You know what I don't
Why
understand?
is this a thing at all?
You know what I don't understand is like a lot of people on the right, especially, are very anti-government, anti-federal government. Yet they're simping for ICE. You know, they're like defending ICE.
Well,
like,
I'm not
good for
against
them.
the agency of ICE because we have a border that has to be enforced.
Sure,
What
but
I don't get,
tear gassing high school kids is not keeping people out of the country.
But wait a minute, they tear gas them because high school kids were trying to keep them from grabbing whoever it was. Is that correct or wrong?
It looked like total anarchy there. I have no idea.
There's no way they just showed up and started tear gassing the school.
No,
That's
I think they were chasing someone down. For some reason, they ended up at the high school, and then it sounded like teachers got involved, and then kids are out there screaming, and then it's
by the way,
total
these
anarchy.
kids, the illegals are who are going to make it so you have no jobs, you dipshits. So this is a bunch of people have been trained to throw themselves in front of they have no mercy for people from this country. They hate them. Right? These kids hate them. That's why they're happy if Ashley Babbitt gets shot in her fucking face. That's why they're happy about it.
Well, yeah, there's
or
people
Charlie
like
Kirk
that, too.
doesn't
There's
think
people
women
like
have cocks, so I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah,
that's what this
there's
bullshit
that
is,
too.
right?
There's that too.
So,
yes.
Everybody has. I can't tell you how many years of woke. No, I'm over giving a shit about that nonsense, but a lot of people ain't.
No.
So this is very effective, and you've got a bunch of trained monkey imbeciles that think they're going to 60s protest for illegal immigrant. Yo, that's a loser of a thing to be on board with. You're a loser for that. And now everyone's going to go, yeah, Trump's going to get out of trouble he should be in because they did this. He's going to get out of some trouble he should be in because of this. I promise you that.
Yep.
The Times independently confirmed that one educator was detained by federal agents and has since been released.
It made me not want to come back to school no more because it's so terrifying. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Are you from here?
Minneapolis Public Schools told The Times the incident is currently under investigation and that all MPS schools are closed until Monday out of an abundance of caution.
I'm still kind of in shock that was something that happened at this place. You know, I've called home for the last 14, 15 years of my life.
So I don't see how having violent altercations at high schools in America is really helping our immigration crisis, but maybe I'm crazy. I
You
don't
don't
know.
see him moving that well for a shooting, do you? I'm thinking of Uvalde, where the cops stopped to sanitize their hands before they took out the shooter.
But
So
that-
it's so significantly less impressive, I guess, that reaction versus this one, huh?
And now Homeland Security says here, DHS sets the record straight. ICE does not raid schools.
Okay,
Now
well,
that's
they did.
confusing. Okay. The media is sadly attempting to create a climate of fear and smear law enforcement. These smears are contributing to our ICE law enforcement officers facing 1,000% increase in assaults against them. Maybe because they're going around pushing people and tackling them and kneeing them in the face.
If you
and
have
tear
masks,
gassing them.
they shouldn't get to wear
have
masks. That is so far beyond the pale of wrong that you let a cop wear a fucking mask.
Yeah.
That's nuts. And the only reason they're wearing masks is to cover up their identity because they weren't trained and they know they're going to have incidents. They know there's going to be incidents.
Yep. The facts are DHS's directive allowing ICE to go into schools gives our law enforcement the ability to do their jobs. Really? Our agents used discretion. Did those officers look like they were using discretion? They're out there. It looked like it looked like the Royal Rumble out there. It was like Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Mankind.
Look. It's fully possible that dipshit liberal dumb fuck Minneapolis said, let's stop him from taking the illegal that was hired to work in the school.
Maybe.
We already had a story like this with a principal that every dumbass, and they're all chicks with glasses and pilgrim face who voted for Kamala or worked for Kamala, were hiding this illegal, okay? And the guy, by the way, wasn't qualified. I don't think he was even a doctor. We just did this story.
No, I hear you.
You're cutting in after a thing's already started.
Yeah.
It's the way I don't blame China for when Soros NGO made people riot so they could say China's being violent in Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, I
understand. The same fucking thing.
I know. Yeah, I've seen the lead up to these things. Obviously, there's confrontations, but again, I guess personally for me, I come back to the point that they're supposed to be de-escalating, and they're supposed to be looking out for us.
Well, the gas will de-escalate you. Maybe sit the fuck down and have some gas. Again, everybody thinks they have rights. Hey, lefties, you advocated for no free speech, you stupid fucks.
Exactly.
You loved Obama, who took away, they can arrest you for any reason they feel like and say, they can just call you a terrorist and execute you because you hit the gas in your lesbian minivan. And when you let that happen, you blew it. Well, you're mad about this?
And if you criticized that at the time, you were ostracized. You were called a Nazi or something.
Now America's going to watch them kill you. Are you happy?
Right.
Stupid?
That's right. Minneapolis public schools are shut down for the remainder of the week after armed Border Patrol agents clashed with students and staff at a local high school Wednesday, just hours after an immigration officer fatally shot a 37-year-old mother of 3 in her car. The closure of an entire city school district is an unprecedented response to the Trump administration's ongoing immigration dragnet, one that has disrupted schools and sparked fear in students, families, and educators across the country. The district announced to staff Thursday evening it will offer temporary online learning starting next week and continuing through the February 12th. Governor Tim Walz, a former school teacher, said he thought Minneapolis public schools made absolutely what was the right decision to close and condemned federal agents' presence
he set that up.
At Roosevelt High School and other campuses. I can't say this strongly enough. As a governor, as a parent, as a teacher, to our elected representatives, Democrats and Republicans, I beg you, I implore you to tell them to stay out of our schools, Walz said at a press conference Thursday. Tragedy will be magnified 100-fold if this fight moves into the hallways of our public schools amongst our youth. They are watching us. They are watching us now, how we respond. I mean, this can't be good for kids to have this going on at their schools either way.
Not as good as taking a trip to China with Tim Walz and staying in a room with him, right?
Now, that would be fun. That would be a good time.
That would be a nice way to settle things down. Hey, my wife will take the girls. I'll take the boys. An odd number of students.
Josie Perez, 17 and a senior, a senior at Roosevelt High, attended a protest at ICE headquarters for 3 hours early Thursday morning and planned to stop by another in the late evening. She's not worried about herself, she said, but about the immigrants in her community. Those are our neighbors, our friends, and my classmates and our teachers, Perez said. It's just a very weird feeling to watch your teacher be tackled to the ground by ICE.
Where's your teacher from?
I don't know the full story on that one.
Why are these public schools hiring illegal immigrants at all? Why is that happening?
Anything would be an improvement over the teachers I had in high school. I'll tell you that.
Why? Did you not have good butt plug classes like they have in Minnesota? Oh, I'm going to miss dildo class. You know what they teach kids now? Nothing valuable.
Probably exactly that. Butt plug class. Butt plug 101.
No, that's expensive private school. These kids can't afford that. You have to figure it out on your own, kids.
Butt plug 101 would have been improvement over what I had. That at least you can use that in your life. You know what I mean? You can't use algebra. Butt plug I can use.
Well, you should be able to figure that out. But in Jacksonville, when my girl went to school, her biology class, they watched 2 seasons of Sequest.
Are you serious?
I'm deadly serious. So think about that. Malala got shot in the face for wanting to go to school.
Oh, man.
And like how hilarious it is at school here in many parts of the country to be watching Sequest.
Oh, yes. Well, they're getting them ready for what they'll do for the rest of our lives, watching terrible TV shows and working 40 hours a week to barely afford to live. It's a fun time here. The White House flooded Minneapolis this week with 2,000 federal immigration officers just days before Good, a writer who had just dropped off her 6-year-old son at school, encountered a group of them on a snowy street and was shot in the head when she attempted to drive away. They keep playing up that they're a mother. That drives me nuts for some reason. Like, it's just that someone's life matters more because they have a kid. What about people who don't have kids? Do we not matter? Come on, guys.
You want to call her a lesbian? I think this is nice.
The Department of Homeland Security and local witnesses in video have offered starkly different accounts of the actions preceding Good's death, and those at Roosevelt High School, where local news reports say students and staff were tear gassed and some may have been taken into custody. A DHS spokesperson denied the use of tear gas and told the 74 on Thursday that agents were conducting immigration enforcement in the area when a U.S. citizen rammed his car into a government vehicle. So apparently that's what started this, according to DHS. While the man was being removed, DHS contended an individual who identified himself as a teacher proceeded to assault a border agent. A crowd gathered and rioters threw objects and paint at the officers in their vehicles, DHS said, adding, agents would not have been near this location if not for the dangerous actions of the driver. So that is the alleged reason for this. Shauna Hedlund, whose son is a freshman at Roosevelt, said he left campus just before federal agents arrived, but was already stricken by what he had heard about the shooting. That feeling worsened when her son and other students she spoke with learned that ICE then showed up at their school and chaos broke out. They went from dismayed to shock, she said. Hedlund, who works in student health, said she understands the necessity of the school closure, but laments that children will be by themselves. We learned during the pandemic that isolation is hard on our kids' mental health. I wish you learned that a little earlier. Right? That was a big one that the left certainly wouldn't acknowledge at the time.
Yeah, what do you care about that now?
Yeah, now you care? I mean, geez. I don't like thinking about all the kids who are feeling alone today, and at the same time, it was not safe. Perez, the Roosevelt senior, said she's not sure if she'll be ready to pay attention in class when school resumes Monday, but there is no alternative. No one knows how long this will last or how persistent ICE will be, she said. My friend's mom works at a St. Paul school. ICE comes there every day in the morning and when school lets out in the afternoon. As soon as school starts up, will ICE be there again? So this kid is saying that ICE is at the school.
Unless you're illegal?
Why is ICE at the school though? I thought they didn't go into schools. So I don't know. That's conflicting. That doesn't abide by the rules they allegedly set, which is that they don't go into schools.
I still don't understand the original story of why it spilled into the school at all. I saw it said earlier up, and it didn't make sense to me.
It apparently someone rammed an officer's car. They followed him to the school, had some encounter with him, and then a teacher came out, and then they got into some scuffle, and then all these kids came out, and it turned into total anarchy. That's apparently alleged. That's what DHS is saying. So if you believe that narrative,
well, no, I'm sure an idiot. I have no trouble believing an idiot liberal teacher went out and did because
it's
clearly
totally
they don't know not
possible
to hit the gas. They don't know basic shit, so they all think they're going to do some moronic thing. What I don't understand is what is a
these
Muslim
people. I agree that these people can be morons, but again, I come back
it's
to
a Somali scam
not a reason
going
to be
on.
shot in
They're
the
busting
face.
it up. They're busting up a Somali scam because Israel made a deal with Somaliland to dump the surviving Palestinians there, and so now they're doing something over here. And because they're, by the way, just because I don't like that Nick Shirley kid for being a creepy Mormon virgin fake journalist, don't mean Tim Waltz ain't dirty as they come. And wasn't
Waltz is a clown. I think.
Yeah,
I
think Muslim faith leader Abdullah Farah. What is a faith leader? I've never heard of that position in any religion. Have you?
I have not, Kurt.
So what does that mean?
I have no idea. Was that
It's
what
not a mullah?
I don't know. Faith
So
leader.
this is all Somali shit. That's what this is.
Is that what Rogan is at the mothership, Kurt? The faith leader?
Well, he's my faith leader. I would, literally. He has only to command me, Chris. I better not show and try to take nobody out of there if Rogan commands.
My friend's mom works at a St. Paul school. Oh, I already read that. Muslim faith leader. Oh, yes. Abdullah Farrar said parents were already afraid to drop off and pick up their children at school. The parents of high schoolers are the most scared, Farrar said. The seniors and juniors, they are tall. They look like grown people. Quit bragging, all right? Some of us are 5'10", all right? They look like grown people, and they're driving. I have had a lot of moms share with me how they took away their kids' car keys. Young people want to go play basketball, but parents are trying to make sure these young boys and girls are safe.
Somalis don't get that tall also. That's a fact. They're like tiny Ethiopians.
Parents of older kids fear, too, they could unintentionally escalate interaction with federal agents, he said. Young people don't use the best judgment, Farrar said. Neither do adults, apparently, because we have these fights at schools. We got teachers running out. We have
what's called Disney adults. Do you understand how crazy that is?
Yeah,
that's a thing?
I mean that. Yeah, I mean as much as I think
stunted adult is what that means.
100%. As much as I think ICE is in the wrong here, you can't act like a total moron. You know, you can't.
Oh, yeah, you can. They were told they could.
You can, but
for the last 12 years,
you're gonna end up in bad situations.
Chappelle with a knife.
Yeah,
identified as a gun because he didn't like Chappelle made a joke. They think they're allowed to do that.
That's
true. That's why
yes.
it sucks, because we're all gonna lose more rights now because of this shit. Because they're gonna throw out these stupid kamikaze crash dummy liberals who have been taught nonsense, and they're gonna go out and get killed, and then they're gonna see we look at these terrorists. We got to start and then we're gonna get the
You're right about that. There does seem to be an attitude that violence is necessary and good in certain. You just brought up the guy who attacked Chappelle with a knife. You got people cheering on when Charlie Kirk gets killed, but now you've got people cheering on this woman getting killed. So it's a prevalent idea now that violence is good. I guess if someone disagrees with you, then it's okay.
White people are like drill rappers now. It's incredible.
I've seen people
drill
at
rap
these...
was you kill your op, you write a rap song about it where you admit to the murder, then you get shot, then they trash your grave, and you just go back and forth forever.
Right.
That's everyone now.
It feels that way sometimes, especially on Twitter. Numerous Twin Cities district and charter schools told families Wednesday that they should consider keeping their children home, according to a suburban Minneapolis school board member who asked not to be identified because she has loved ones at risk of deportation. She said more than a third of district students were absent Wednesday and that large numbers are not expected to return, particularly in neighborhoods targeted by federal agents. Like Roosevelt High School, the schools where ICE and Border Patrol have been spotted have dual language programs, heavy concentrations of Latino students and immigrant staff. Again, why is ICE and Border Patrol being spotted at schools when their own handbook says they're not supposed to go into schools? I don't understand that.
Well, that's so we can have national incidents to cause things that distract from that Israel runs the entire government.
Absolutely, these things seem like distractions.
Let's get back to hating the left or the right, whichever one you hate. Let's get back under the umbrella.
Many are communicating with families directly instead of posting logistics on social networks, parents and administrators said. Adam Strom, co-founder and executive director of Reimagining Migration, said that what happened in Minneapolis this week is being felt nationwide. This is the result of policies transforming schools into sites of fear. As horrible as that scene was, the impact ripples far beyond Minneapolis. Families across the country, after witnessing this, are sure that this could happen here too. The question we all must face is what we're going to do to keep our students safe. Well, not good. ICE is not supposed to go into schools. But this is what happens when you have 2,000 officers descend on a city and then you're getting into altercations. Nightmares like this are inevitably going to happen. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get killed. This situation shouldn't exist. I don't see how it's even helping anything in this country or helping.
Well, it's not helping you.
At the border.
It's not helping anyone that that's from here or lives here, but it is helping the powers that be.
Yes,
there should be no conflict with administering the law at all. There should be complete help from the police and the feds, and there shouldn't be anything like this. But as you can see, they're going to make sure because desperately they want civil war.
Yes.
Desperately, your Zionist leaders want you to be in a civil war with each other.
This 100% helps the people in power do the divide and conquer routine that they're always trying to do. That's 100% correct. All right, we're going to go to a break and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene, filling in for Jimmy. He's on tour in Hawaii. I'm here with Kurt Metzger. And we got one more ICE story today. We got some clips of ICE being very restrained and looking out for our best interests. Breaking: ICE Border Patrol agents were caught on camera admitting that following and filming them is legal and then illegally threatening U.S. citizens with arrest anyways. That's great.
Yeah, we're not doing it. How's it going? You guys need to stop following. First and last warning. It's not illegal. I know, but it is illegal to impede. We're not impeding. Yes, you are. So, in what way are we impeding?
Record on public road.
Let's go. Understood. You've been warned. This is just a warning, okay? No. A warning for what? An illegal warning?
I'm not impeding.
No, this isn't an illegal warning. Impeding is a violation of 18 U.S.C. 111.
No,
18
U.S.C.
111
says you can publicly observe.
No, I'm not.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I'm not impeding.
For what?
I'm recording with my first.
Tell us how we're impeding.
On a public
Tell us how. Sir. Tell us how we are impeding. Tell us how we are impeding. Tell us how we are impeding. We are not impeding traffic. We are following every traffic law.
What?
We are that is illegal. We are following every traffic law and we are not getting in your way. We are just filming, which is our First Amendment right. Get out of here.
Get on foot. Get on foot.
Oh, so
well,
is
I
that
like the First Amendment?
Yeah,
I hope they support it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, is that de-escalation? Is that? I mean, it's like they want a conflict.
The irony is those guys were clearly Mexican with the masks on.
But again,
the
I don't
irony
think.
Of it.
Yeah, it is ironic, but if anything, that's even more of an argument against all the identity politics garbage, you know, that we were talking about earlier in the show. That your race doesn't define who you are as a person and all that. But I mean, is this de-escalation? Is this what you're supposed? Is this them looking out for? First of all, they stop their car and confront people following them and filming them. Those people have the right to follow them and film them. They're not getting in the way. They're not impeding. So these ICE agents stop and confront them when they have no right to be doing that. And then they say, if you keep following us, you're going to be arrested. That's not how the law works. Here we have a tweet. In the video, 2 agents approach the people filming and say, you need to stop following us. This is your first and last warning. The filmer responds correctly, that's not illegal. An agent then says the quiet part out loud, I know, but immediately pivots to, it's illegal to impede. Well, they're not impeding, they say, which the agents themselves had already acknowledged. Filming and following on a public roadway is legal. The agents admit they understand this and still issue a warning anyways. When pressed to explain that what law is being violated, the agents falsely cite 18.111, which does not criminalize public observation of filming. When challenged, they back off, walk away, and then escalate again. One agent yells, next time I pull you over, you're going to get arrested. For what? Who knows? There's no arrested for what? He can't say. Only after repeated questioning how they are impeding does the agent suddenly claim impeding traffic. The only people that look like they're impeding traffic in that clip is the ICE car that stopped in the middle of the road to confront these people for no reason. Even though the citizens were only stopped because the agents unlawfully confronted them in the first place, that's the point. This is the same pattern we saw when they murdered Renee Good. Illegal stops, manufactured violations, escalation created by the agents themselves, threats, intimidation, and force justified after the fact. They corner people, provoke a situation, then use the situation they created to claim authority, even when they admit no law was broken. This isn't law enforcement. It's entrapment, intimidation, and a reckless abuse of power, and we've already seen where the pattern leads. That is correct. Here we have, caught on tape, a federal agent threatens a U.S. citizen and then smacks her phone out of her hand. Have y'all not learned from the past couple of days, he says. Never mind training, they need mental evaluations, says this guy.
Shame on you.
Listen, have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone.
You can't do that. How do you not know? Is that de-escalation? Is that what you're trained for? Who trained you to assault somebody? Do you not know that?
Get ready for more of these. Get ready for a lot more.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more.
And because the dumb leftists have valued their white lives at nothing, you're not going to get any BLM reactions. You're not. That's a fact.
It could be true. For standing, so the ICE border agent once again threatens to illegally arrest a U.S. citizen. Again, these are citizens. These aren't like illegal immigrants or violent criminals that we're trying to. That allegedly is the whole point of this.
They were impeding. I feel fat. Don't put me on camera. I don't feel safe.
Kurt, you look great, Kurt. I think you look great.
This is your final warning.
All right, so. The agent threatens to arrest a U.S. citizen for standing on a public sidewalk and filming them. In the video, in Oregon, multiple agents swarm a man who is doing nothing more than observing and recording from a public sidewalk, something that is 100% legal and protected by the First Amendment. An agent claims they know who he is and accuses him of driving erratically and being a danger to the public, which is rich coming from an agency with a long history of hitting people with vehicles, assaulting women and children, and accidentally firing or dropping loaded firearms. But even so, they are not police and cannot arrest someone for a traffic violation. Then the threats start.
Today, we have your plate number. We saw you driving erratically, very dangerous to the public.
How you doing?
Good, how about you?
You're interfering with our operations.
Not
You
at
could
all.
be arrested
Not at
under
all.
18
Stop
U.S.C.
doing that.
111.
Nope.
We will arrest you.
Not if
You
you're
have
not
been interfering with our operations.
You were following us yesterday.
Numerous
Watch
times.
what you're doing, dude.
Numerous times you've
Not
been interfering
interfering.
with our operations.
Not interfering.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
If you
Never done in
continue,
front of you.
you will be in handcuffs. You will be arrested. You will be
18
prosecuted.
U.S. Code 111. Get that through your head, dude. That's a lot of numbers you just remembered. Good job. I'm not breaking the law, and you fucking know it.
Yes, you are.
Not breaking the law, and you fucking know it. Never got in front of everyone, never.
One more time, and I will put you in handcuffs. Bro. One more time. Bro. Keep it up.
Step the fuck off, you piece
No,
of shit.
no, I'll stand right here, pal. Right here all day.
I like this guy.
Right all day.
Yeah, fuck you.
Pig.
Worthless.
Fuck you.
Worthless.
Fuck you.
You are.
Fuck you.
You have no honor.
Hold your fucking dogs down.
Go work at Staples, motherfucker. Go back to your job at Staples, bitch. That's funny as shit that pig thought. I'm all for that when somebody knows the law and is well within it. Now, see, that's great. That's great.
Yes.
It's not like being a hysterical lesbian and slamming your gas.
Yes, that is not ideal. But that guy was hilarious. I mean, that was like an SNL sketch, but
well, I mean, anybody knows the law, and a real cop probably knows the law as well. But these are fake cops; they were not trained.
They're not trained. I mean, that guy especially, he just seems like somebody's angry grandpa. They got off the street, put a mask on him, and told him go round some people up. I don't.
If filming you is impeding you, how does anybody do their job since our country spies on all of us?
It's not. That's hilarious. It's clearly not impeding them, but this is what I don't get. They choose to create these altercations. They know that we have the right to film them, and
well, masked cops deserve no respect. The fact that they're wearing masks, that's what everyone should be talking about nonstop. How is that allowed?
I have no idea.
Real cops, they have their name on their badge.
That's right.
They have a badge number, so you can complain.
And these people work for us, do they not? Do they not work for us? Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't throw that one out to any cop. I don't think that's going to get you anywhere. But the fact that the guy knew the law, that's great. You dude, stay within the law and do what you can do.
Yeah.
Let them arrest you if they want. It'll be a lawsuit on them.
Yeah,
that's the way you do it.
Here we go. You're interfering with our operations. You could be arrested. We will arrest you. Again, the man is standing on a sidewalk, not blocking anyone, not touching anyone, not saying anything beyond asserting his rights. Another agent jumps in with, you were following us yesterday. Cool story, still not illegal. They repeatedly claim he has interfered with operations, yet the only behavior they can actually point to is observing them. It's funny, they're acting like celebrities when TMZ follows them around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's how they're acting.
That's exactly what they are like. Yep.
This is like Kanye hitting the photographer or something.
Dude, I don't know why one of my lights went out. Now I have film noir lighting.
Oh, you look good.
So weird.
They repeatedly claim he has interfered with operations, yet the only behavior they can actually point to is observing them, existing near them, filming them. When the man calmly says, I'm not interfering, the response is, if you continue, you will be in handcuffs. Let's be crystal clear about what that means. ICE agents are threatening to arrest a U.S. citizen for continuing to legally observe and film them in his own neighborhood.
You know, in Israel, they can tell you to stop filming and then put you in handcuffs. We're going to be like Israel.
Well,
Israel has no First Amendment because they have no constitution.
Yeah.
And get ready for more Israel, everyone. You're going to live like that now.
I'd like for that to not be the case.
Well, it's too late. It's too late.
IDF agents, too.
Is that true?
Yeah, the IDF has even been training these guys, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, who else would you get for this kind of stomping on your rights? Remember Shlomo Kramer explaining we're going to have to not have our First Amendment?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When the man states the obvious, I'm not breaking the law and you know it, the agent completely loses it. He steps inches from the man's face, points at him, shoves into his shoulder or chest and screams, one more time and I will put you in handcuffs. This isn't law enforcement. This is intimidation. The man tells him to get off of him. The agent responds, no, I'll stand right here, pal, right here all day, while continuing to press into him.
That's great. That's great that guy did that. See, this is the kind of protesting cops that I really appreciate.
Yes, this is smart. You know? The citizen points out.
Because that cop's in the wrong. If he does anything, he's in the wrong. That's how you do it.
Yep. The citizen points out the setup perfectly. If I touch you, you're going to arrest me, right? Exactly. That's the game. That's when the agent snaps completely, screaming that the man is worthless and has no honor, which feels like projection. This video shows exactly what ICE and Border Patrol are doing across the country. They are trying to scare people into not filming. They are trying to bully citizens out of exercising their rights. And when intimidation doesn't work, they escalate, which is the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing, because they know that cameras expose them. So here's the takeaway. Always film, state your rights calmly, keep your hands visible and on your phone, narrate everything that's happening. They want silence. They want fear. They want no witnesses. Don't give it to them.
You don't create a scene. Do within your rights and make them at fault. That's MLK did this.
Overall, I just don't see how this is helping our immigration, us have a reasonable immigration reform in the country. How is citizens fighting barely trained ICE officers in front of high schools and street corners?
It's just eliminating political enemies, and meanwhile, Trump's going to let in OnlyFans H-1B visas. He's going to take those jobs. It's all nothing. Nothing is for you. Everything is for other countries and oligarchs and venture capitalists and billionaires.
Yeah,
and that's it.
It's true. The only people this seems to benefit is oligarchs. Exactly. So breaking, warning, disturbing footage. Yesterday in Minneapolis, ICE agents brutally beat and illegally arrested a legal U.S. resident, all caught on camera. Again, all of these have been citizens. These aren't
Right.
Illegal immigrants. So, oh, I got messed up here. Hold on a second. Okay, that won't play. In the video, 5 ICE agents are seen on top of a man who is face down on the concrete. One agent repeatedly knees him in the face while the man does not resist. He is motionless, in pain, and screaming in agony. The assault only stops when the agent realizes a legal observer is filming. This is not an allegation, it is recorded violence, and it gets worse. The man identified as Juan Carlos is currently unhoused and living out of his car. So now we've got them fighting homeless people. This is we're fighting homeless people now. This is great. ICE agents unlawfully approached him, ripped him from his vehicle, violently beat him, arrested him, and transported him to the Whipple detention facility. Well, at least he has a place to stay for the night. Juan Carlos posed no threat. He is a legal U.S. resident, yet he was assaulted and treated like a criminal. While in custody, he began having difficulty breathing. Only then did agents transport him to a hospital, still in shackles. He had blood in his ears from the beating, yet he was denied medical care until he was in medical distress. Once at the hospital, ICE agents attempted to intimidate medical staff and interfere with care. After approximately 2 hours, they finally issued Juan Carlos a ticket and left. To be absolutely clear, ICE agents beat a legal U.S. resident. They illegally arrested him. They attempted to hold him in a detention facility. They withheld medical care until his condition worsened. They only backed down once they were witnesses, video evidence, and hospital staff present. If Juan Carlos had not been taken to the hospital, a place with mandated witnesses and documentation, it is very possible a legal U.S. resident would still be sitting in an immigration detention center today. And this is the part they don't want you to realize. Immigration detention is a profit-driven system. Private prison corporations make money by keeping beds full. Every illegal arrest, every unlawful hold, every person thrown into a detention center without cause is revenue for a private company. Mike Timpson is telling me something. A few stills before it started. Okay. I'm going to try to get that video to play one last time here. Let's see if I can get it to play. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here it is.
Jesus! Hey! Stop kneeing him in the face!
Kneeing him in the face on the ground with 5 guys on him.
Stop it!
Back up or you'll be arrested for impeding. Back up.
I am backing up. It's icy.
Be careful, be careful.
When stuff like this happened in the 90s when I was a kid, like with Rodney King, it was national news, national outrage. I feel like this happens every 5 seconds now. Maybe it was then, it just wasn't filmed.
Okay, so because the fervor of wanting, remember, they flooded illegals into the country on purpose to lower everyone's wage. Everybody's sick of it who's not an imbecile. So, and also the people that would care about it, and by the way, this is crazy what they're doing right here on camera and threatening somebody, but that's how the dialectic works. You make it so everybody hates the other side. And so that's why it's not going to be on the news, because all the news is going to do is going to be, we need to be more like Israel, more Israel style policing, and more like Israel and Israel. And that's what you're looking at.
It's crazy. And we got some more here. Breaking Border Patrol just illegally arrested a U.S. citizen, a teenager. Now we're going after teenagers in Minnesota. The teen was working at Target when agents tackled him and arrested him while his passport was in his pocket, fully identifying himself as a citizen. None of that mattered. How does that not matter? He has his passport on him. Why?
There's more to this story than this. 100%
Maybe. Yeah, there could be. When a coworker asked who to call, he said, "My mom." Think about that. Your teenage son goes to work. Border Patrol kidnaps him. This isn't an isolated incident. ICE and Border Patrol have repeatedly illegally arrested U.S. citizens, especially in Minnesota. And after agents murdered a U.S. citizen who tried to drive away from illegal detention, this should outrage every single American. And this was a back and forth I found interesting that was on an article about this. This is two people commenting on an article about all this. I'm all for deporting illegal criminals with no real job and are sponging off our government, but this is going way too far now. Profiling people who are living productive lives, invading private property. They are no longer helping. They are occupying and destroying our society. It's time to start knowing your rights and fighting back. That's 100% true. That's all these videos. This is not.
Is there any transparency of the protocols for why they would arrest someone? Does anybody have that information? Is it public in any way? That's my question.
I don't know.
Because the thing of like, okay, what are they authorized to do? You said before they're not authorized to go into a school or something, but somehow they're going to fight in a school. Yeah. So what? And then what are if they are wrong? What's the what is your recourse if they're wrong? You know?
Yeah.
Does anybody know that? I don't really trust any of these people posting anything because I feel like these are a lot of set up things that are to get you mad one way or the other. And I'm trying to understand, like, what is the actual written down law? Because I didn't know until you showed me that lady hit the gas. Well, it turns out that guy was supposed to get out of the way according to what it says in the statute. So I was wrong.
According to their own guidance, they're supposed to not be in front of a car. They're supposed to get out of the way. Or not even
That's what's supposed to be concrete is that. So I'm just curious. I haven't seen what their rules of engagement are at all anywhere.
And then there's one more comment here. Exactly. Let's remove true criminals and people who take but don't contribute. In my experience, most immigrants work pretty hard and raise their children to be responsible and hardworking. Sure, there are bad cases and they should be dealt with, but treating normal people like dangerous criminals is a characteristic of a dictatorship or police state.
That's a stupid comment. We're not talking about immigrants. We're talking about illegal. So the crime is being here illegally. That makes you a criminal because there's a law that you can't do that. Why does no one acknowledge there's a difference between immigrants and illegal immigrants? Do you see them deliberately not mentioning the difference over and over? Why?
I agree. There is a difference between those two things. A lot of this stuff is targeting citizens, though, at this point, or it's affecting citizens.
Yeah, why would they be able to target a citizen? I don't understand that. And both these comments look like they're not telling me part of the story.
No, I you know what? Mike Timpson has something to say here. I would like to hear.
No, I'm just saying. I think it's all just a demoralization campaign. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter that there are rules and there are guidelines and everything. They're breaking everything, doing it right in your face, and they're getting used to it. You know what I mean? They're basically making this the new normal.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, this is like normal.
I got used to it when they told me women have dicks, and I better say that or else. I got used to it then. So I don't know what this is doing. Remember when they said that and we all argued about it for 12 years?
Yeah.
But you're
we
right.
should never look down on Muslims again after that? Because one thing they didn't do is argue that, did they?
A lot of violence has been normalized, like Mike was just saying. It's normal to see cops do this now. When I was a kid in the 90s and the Rodney King thing happened, people were like, oh my God. Now you see videos of this every day. You see kids dead in Gaza. You see violence everywhere you look. It's like this stuff has become more and more normalized. And maybe that's why people,
it is normal.
So maybe that's why people so easily celebrate it when someone they disagree with gets murdered, because they're just used to it.
Yeah, no shit. I'm mad all day and I don't feel like I have power, but there's another group that I don't like. And I'm not talking about racism and Russia and the weather. I'm not talking about the 3 W's. These fucking people, again, they're going to execute white people and no one's going to give a shit because, remember, we're not talking about all lives matter. So guess what? White lives don't matter. Isn't that ironic, liberals?
Well,
so now the Gestapo police, some of whom I promise you are here illegally. I promise you there's illegal ICE agents working, okay? And they're going to shoot white lesbians, and no one's going to give a fuck because everybody hates liberals now. And that's called the dialectic, and you're going through it again. It's a cycle.
Kurt, if someone caps your white ass, I promise I will care. I'll be on the front lines.
No one's going to fucking, look.
I'll be on the front lines protesting.
And also, I don't do stupid shit where, like,
I've seen your act. Kurt. I've seen your act. Come on.
Now. That's not provocative. Provocative is this. And tell me if you've heard this. Somebody that I like says to me about, like, if you have a gun, if somebody's, attacking you and you have a gun, won't that provoke them more? Have you ever heard someone say that?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
What kind of an imbecile would say something that's stupid? No, the gun means you settled the fuck down.
Right.
If you're provoked by me having a gun, then I should shoot you because you're a crazy maniac.
Yeah.
You see, the de-escalation is I'll kill you if you don't fucking stop. That's called de-escalation, asshole. And a bunch of imbeciles have been trained that they're going to get extra mad because you pull. Well, that's not how guns work, stupid. Okay? They're legal. So that's the left wing. That's what they fed people. Moronic shit like that. That's why Kyle Rittenhouse, who Jimmy correctly pointed out should be acquitted because we saw the video, imbecile liberals went, but if you have a gun, it might make the person angry. Do you hear yourself? You know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm with you, Kurt.
Well, listen, maybe I will say something bad. And you'll have to really... However I die, I want everyone to know it's murder, even if it was my own fault, technically.
No one murder Kurt Metzger. That is the synopsis of this segment.
It was murder no matter what, even if whatever.
We got to go to Rumble, Kurt. We're going to wrap this segment up.
Oh, I hope you have more ICE stories. Those have been really fun.
Yeah, this was the last ICE story. We're done with ICE, so don't worry. We're on to brighter future. We're going to do some we're going to take a short break, then we're going to do super chats, and then go to Rumble. So we'll be back in 1 minute. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm your guest host, Chris Keene, sitting in for Jimmy. He's on tour. I'm going to read some of your super chats now. This first one is telling me how dumb I am. So that's always a fun.
You got my chat? My chat came through?
Are you? Kurt Metzger says, Chris Keene, you are a dumbass. That's what he says. No, bass player Ken says, "Who is Scott Horton?" Quoting my dumbass. Very, very disappointing.
You didn't know who Scott Horton was?
Yeah, I can't keep up. There's
Scott Horton thinks 9/11 was not an inside job. So let's keep it in perspective.
Oh well,
my friend Scott Horton.
I'm glad I don't know who he is then.
Well, he's smart, but it just on that.
I'm just kidding. I don't know who he is. I'm sure he's great. You know what? I'll look into him after the show. I'm going to make
a pipe from Scott Horton.
Next time. I'll be all about Scott Horton next time you see me. Brad Gilbert says $1.5 trillion for Misha's feet pics. Take our money. Oh man.
Don't tolerate these feet pic perverts.
Yeah, I'll let her know. I'll let her know that you're willing to give. Mike wants to give you some feet pics. Go to Mike.
Yo, a homeless guy here with a teardrop tattoo told my girl.
There they are, 1.5 trillion. There.
Yo, I pulled a Glock on a dude here because he complimented my girl's feet. All some hobo with a teardrop.
This show.
I'll shoot you in your face if you come near my girl's feet.
Someone's trying to get your girlfriend's feet pics?
No, just like don't. You got beautiful feet, ma'am. To a woman on her porch.
I hear you.
Maniac with a bindle stick over your shoulder.
Savage of Aquarius says YouTube channel Alley Top Files uploaded a video clearly showing Erica Kirk selling EMP protection kits and talking to the former CIA director Woolsey. Okay. I think it's spelled. Yeah, here it's different. Unvaccinated guy says YouTube influencers are usually funded by big money to get their point across, and sometimes they clash like Candace and Shapiro. Some weaponize truth. Brad Gilbert says he reaches for the gun while she's backing up.
Wait, who weaponizes you? How do you weaponize the truth? If the truth is a weapon that hurts you, you're wrong. Just so you know.
Homestead Detroit says, how did Renee Good impede from half a block away? ICE was done with their operation. Why didn't ICE drive around like the SUV in front of them? That's a great question. Tripping on Wax, Kirk, Google 3332 Portland Ave, Minneapolis. I think that was for you.
3332? Why?
To I don't know.
Oh, is there a prize?
Savage of Aquarius. Right after the FBI botched the Kirk investigation, all of a sudden there were no less than 4 plots prevented by the FBI to show why we need the FBI.
That's exactly right. That's
Vomit
exactly
face
right.
Emoji was after that. So, yes. Kurt, I never actually seen a fentanyl. Oh, hold on. Oh, Kurt, I never actually seen a fentanyl OD Mexican. That is someone's nickname for you.
I have not seen a fentanyl OD. I don't think, unless like somebody passed out on the street here in Austin was that, which they probably were.
All right. Rorschach says, hold on, I'm getting the message here. Just want to make sure. Oh, okay. Oh, now I'm remembering who Scott Horton was. Now I remember. I remember the whole conversation about 9/11 now that we're talking about it. I am learning, folks. Stick with me. All right, Kurt, you're putting the blame on the victim. At the very least, her civil rights were violated, says Rorschach.
Yeah, sure. Listen, you don't live in a country with rights. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't have habeas corpus anymore. Also, if you're a lefty, you didn't fight for free speech for the most part, except Jimmy. I thought Barry Crimmins was the last good leftist until I hooked up with Jimmy. So guess what? You can't hit your gas. You want to protest, have the balls to fucking take the medicine and sue later, like that smart guy did who was filming that cop. That's how you do it. You don't get hysterical and get your little emotions out there like that. That's what that Charlottesville Nazi did. Remember that loser? And he hit someone with his car. Remember? They're going to use that to justify that girl getting shot.
F username says, Orf did a great breakdown of the recent shooting. Chump Mew 1 says it was the delay as the car is going into drive from reverse, and she was anxious and hit the gas before it was in gear. She wasn't revving the car. That's what,
dude. It matters how the cop feels about you doing it. That's what matters. Do you understand? Look,
that's what they'll say.
You filming the cop and them saying you impeding, go, no, I'm not. How are they going to shoot you doing that? I mean, they're so wrong to do that. You hitting the gas at all around a cop who's in front of your car, they're going to execute you. I'm not telling you they should be allowed to do that, but they're going to do that. So you're an idiot if you do that, especially if you went out with the intention of protesting for a real issue. You're extra stupid, are you not?
Well, Kendrick Barnes says there is suppressed video of her talking to the SUV and pickup truck. She says, go around. These words break the narrative, but is not covered in news.
Well, yeah, but I still saw her take off suddenly. Why?
It was. I agree. I think. Not a smart move.
You don't even want to know what I think. I think all these people are hypnotic mind slaves that are there performing these tableaus and dying for the benefit of these stupid identity battles. That's what I think. So understand where I'm at in the Rick Overton window. I'm not in the Overton window.
Rorschach says, Kurt, you think everyone should know what you know, but spare some empathy for people who don't know what you know.
Oh, that was a better educated person than me that died in that van, by the way. Okay? Nobody who's not wealthy or at least upper middle class would go protest ICE like that. This is not a thing. Well, that's white and it has kids. That is a wealthy liberal, or wealthier than probably me. So, no, I expect you to know if you got supposedly educated, and I didn't. I'm not educated like that.
Danny Finch says you should have on Long Island audit. He was arrested at a border checkpoint for not answering questions. The agents said it's a new administration. They can do whatever they want now. Crazy story. Okay,
well, that does sound crazy.
Yeah, I'll let Jimmy know about that. Anthony Ringuet says that's not civil disobedience. She parked like an asshole and then happened to start pulling out as an ICE guy tried to pass. Savage of Aquarius, bet those feds are IDF soldiers. Rorschach says, and this stream started lamenting people viewing this incident exclusively through a partisan lens. Nathan Pop says, the Uvalde example is great, Kurt. The cops wouldn't go in, so the Border Patrol breached and killed the shooter. Why them and not the police?
Wait, is that right? I think he's right about that. I forgot that.
I don't remember.
So wait a minute.
Oh, that's right. The cops stood
the Border
down.
Patrol
I forgot about that.
What
yeah, do you remember that, Mike?
That's so crazy. That's so crazy, dude.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Oh my God.
That's wild. Heart02 says Mel K recently interviewed Catherine Austin Fitz about Coming Clean article updates. Aside from an en masse tax revolt of BDS, what else can we do?
Stop joining the military. Stop supporting the military. Stop supporting all this shit. Don't take a vaccine when they tell you. Don't put on a fucking mask when they tell you. All the things that I don't know who I'm talking to.
Heart02.
But you literally have to not consent. Everything is designed to get your consent because that's what they rest on. Well, you said it was okay for us to take all your rights because terrorism, and you didn't say anything. So stop consenting. It's real small. It's really small. You know, you could shut the whole thing down by never lying and never consenting to this bullshit.
Heart02 says, I would suggest a new acronym of mitigate, sanction, divest, boycott, or MSDB, as opposed to BDS. Let's just stop an en masse tax funding the federal government and their unelected bureaucrats. Oh, let's stop en masse tax funding.
Honestly, I until people like, you know, the trucker protest I thought was great, and you know that was effective because of how they cracked down on them. You know, that's the kind of thing that I like effective protests. I hate 60s hippie bullshit catharsis. I find that to be worthless.
I hear you. R. Dean W. says, let's not forget that Megyn Kelly wants to see fishermen bleed out and suffer because of her irrational fear of drugs. That's a good point. She
right.
Celebrated
and I'm sure she's never done any drugs.
She was, I think she was happy about those when the ships were getting bombed.
She's not, dude. I mean, she's not an awakening lizard. She's been a lizard the whole
time. CB Punk says, Kerp killing as usual. Get Joseph Farrell on derp with Kerp. And I made a sick derp hoodie on Tap Stitch. Couldn't wait for merch. You drag.
I saw that, but that's some kind of IP copyright infringement, and you will be sued. So I hope immediate lawsuit right there.
Hemp Car says Alex Jones showed the video from the front of the vehicle. The ICE officer does slightly get hit, swiped, and his hands hit the hood, and the car brushes by, and he immediately shoots her like a madman. Corn Pop.
Yeah, right. He was hoping that that's a thing that they do.
Yeah.
He was hoping that she would make the mistake of hitting the gas, so he could do that because you see the bad blood. You see, it's like a internet forum, the anger and hatred going on, right?
Corn Pop says, thank you, ICE, for protecting me from libtarded lesbians who want me dead, just like Charlie Kirk.
That's really funny, dude. I can't shoot an angry lesbian, but the ICE can do it. Thank you, ICE.
Oh my God.
I saw a left winger kill Charlie Kirk, capitalized, lowercase capital.
Fidgety Guy says that was a felony, not civil disobedience. The dead woman's actions resulted in her death, and yes, we must prosecute the murderer. We cannot allow ICE cops to commit murder on U.S. citizens.
Why? We let presidents torture people. Why can't we allow that?
Unvaccinated.
Hey, you don't live under the rule of law here, assholes. Did you think you did? Is everybody stupid?
Unvaccinated guy. What did Captain Spaulding and Adam Carolla do to Jimmy? Did they hijack the show?
Captain Spaulding.
I think that's supposed to be you, and I'm Carolla. I think. I don't know.
That's a real stretch. Although points for not being overly long with it on this one.
Flick Off says problem reaction solution. Here comes the AI ice drones.
Yes, there you go. That's exactly the plan.
Steve,
as the great Laura Loomer said, you want Oracle to spy on the ICE protests. Remember?
Yes. Steve, hold on, let's see. Steve D. Bertram says, I certainly don't endorse the way ICE agents are behaving, but I also know that cops do all of those same things all across this country. It's a psyop. Brad Gilbert says, history repeats. Want to bet Gestapo were Zio police? And the last few here, there is an Italian Stallion says there is an article out that ICE recruits IDF and foreign mercenaries. So Kurt's comments about them being illegal isn't far off. And Soda Pop
I'll
says
bet some of them are illegal. I swear to God, it's just too funny of a thing not to be true.
Soda Pop says you blew it.
I always say that to people. That's
Bass player Ken says, Chris, you're not dumb at all. Most pronounce my name like it's a fish. Scott is great on Ukraine.
Was that bass player?
Yeah, bass player.
Oh, you know bass player?
Do you have a band, bass player, Ken? Send it to us. I want to hear
Israel
it.
did nothing wrong.
I want to hear it. Kurt, bass player Ken also says, Kurt, do you think AOC is the worst or who tops your list?
Of the worst at what?
I don't know, just in general, I think.
I mean, dude, you'd be better off naming someone who does their job. Okay, Massey. Okay, Massey. There you go.
Okay.
You know somebody else? I'm all ears. And I don't follow their shit that closely, but as far as I can tell, the whole thing's rotten, as far as I can tell, except for a couple of people. But I love Massey, though. I think that guy, he don't give a fuck. He'll
see, again, AOC, way hotter than Massey.
Oh, that's a great point, Chris. Thank you. I agree with you on that one.
All right, Callaway says they may have taken our habeas corpus, but they will never take our habeas corpus. Oh, that's a great one. That was from Callaway. Habeas corpus. That should be the name of a show you do, or your next special, habeas corpus.
Yeah. It's called habeas corpus. That's a good merch shirt.
All right, that's the end of the Super Chats. We're going to go to Rumble, folks. Everyone go over to Rumble, and we will see you there.